It's a big season ahead for Hearts and Derek McInnes, but already they've made their first big signing of the new season with Elton Kabangu joining Hearts on a permanent deal. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and the loan move becomes permanent. Kabangu is now officially a Hearts player. He is joined from Union St. Gelossi for an undisclosed fee, which I think was probably around 400k. I've seen that number being talked about, but for right now it's an undisclosed fee, and the Belgian is now a permanent member of the Hearts team after joining on January in loan. He signed a 3-year deal to extend his stay now at Tynecastle, and he's 27 years old, so that would take him up to 30 if he sees out that contract at Hearts. I think it's a pretty good signing. I think it's a signing that makes sense because Kabangu came in and he was pretty impressive in my opinion. Now, Derek McInnes never managed him. However, maybe this is a sign of the Jamestown analytics. This could be an analytics signing perhaps rather than a Derek McInnes signing. But either way, Kabangu scored 8 goals in 18 appearances last season. He finished the season as the club's second top goal scorer, 1 goal behind Lawrence Shankland. I think it was a no-brainer to have him join. And if Hearts can get Lawrence Shankland to also sign a new deal, then I think that's good firepower to start the season.
Yeah, if he wants to cost Hearts a couple more games against Rangers next season, then I'm more than welcome to, because he cost him at Tynecastle. He ballooned a lot of opportunities, he really did, but all seriousness,
it was a Dessers-like performance, so he got into position for the opportunities, didn't he?
I think he's a good player. He's young enough, he knows the league now, knows Hearts, and how much we just got to factor in Neil Critchley factor. I mean, Neil Critchley could be the reason why this guy's ranked rotten. It was the reason why Shankland was ranked rotten for about 9 months. The reason why Hearts were ranked rotten. Factor in with Naismith as well, but honestly, I think people are going to be surprised at Derek McInnes' rise. Not just that, this guy. Hearts are going to go from mediocrity to winning cups. Heard it here first.
And that £10 million investment is pretty much official.
Yep.
I expect this to be
given the green light by the Hearts.
I think this is going to be a big transfer window for Hearts, and this is actually the second signing of the Derek McInnes era after Hearts signed Greek winger Alexandros Kitsaridis. So, Hearts already here making 2 signings, making a statement, and I don't expect this to be the last. I expect quite a few players to come into Tynecastle in the summer, and I think we will see Hearts spend a bit of money. Dare I say, I think we might see Hearts potentially break a transfer record this season outside of the Old Firm.
Yeah, I look at that Greek guy they signed. I made a fid on it, right? Guy double digits goals and assists in the Slovenian league, or was it the Slovakian league? One of the things in the Slovakian league. Would you rather sign a guy with double digit goal contributions in the Slovakian league, or some guy with like 2 or 3 from like the English Championship? I know what I'd rather sign.
Yeah, I'd rather sign the guy that's more prolific.
Aye, I know the league's worse than ours, right? But I mean, to me, that's just better. It is. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, it makes sense to sign someone like that. Plus, you're going to get him for way cheaper. I mean, when was the last player signed for like the English Championship or League One that actually kicked on in this league and delivered things for the club they signed for?
Matt O'Reilly.
Matt O'Reilly. That's like 1 in a million. You know what I mean? The rest of them. I mean, look at Rangers. I mean, I feel like Rangers.
Yeah, when you get that. Yeah, but Matt O'Reilly was young, so I don't think he really counts. Well, he counts but Matt O'Reilly was coming from League One, but he could have easily been coming from somewhere else. Sometimes you've got these players that are just like in the Championship, and they just assume because they're a Championship player, they're a good player, and they're good enough for Scotland. But we've seen them come in, like Kieran Dowles and
Ben Davies,
and they're just not up to scratch. So yeah, just because you sign a player, just because you sign a player for the English Championship doesn't mean shit. But Kabangu had the following to say about his move to Hearts. He says, quote, "I am very happy to be able to call Tynecastle my new home. I have had some good moments, but I definitely want more of them. I am just getting started, and there are some big things coming for Hearts. I am already looking forward to coming back and working with the new head coach and taking this club forward to success." End of quote. So he wants success at Hearts, and that's good to see that he wants to come and be involved in that. And It's fighting talk for Kabangu, saying that there's big things ahead for this club.
Here, him, Shankland, well, I think Shankland will stay, but him, Shankland and Wilson, that's a good front three. No complaints about that.
Yeah, Derek McInnes has also had a few words to say about the signing. He says, quote, I had a great conversation with Elton about how I see his role in the team and what I think he can achieve at Hearts. We're both excited about what the future holds, and I'm really looking forward to working with him. I think everyone saw the impact he had when he joined the club in January. He's an absolute handful for opposing defences. End of quote. So, yeah, Derek McInnes, I think that he'll be happy to have a player like Kabangu up front. And it gives you options. And like you said, Wilson, if he can kick on and become the player that Hearts are hoping he can, if Hearts can re-sign Lawrence Shankland and he gets back to his goal-scoring best, then all of a sudden, that is giving you good firepower up front, and it's giving you options as well. Players that are different for each other, not necessarily the same. So it's looking good, I think, for Hearts so far.
Yeah, it's good to get the business done early, and I think in terms of strikers, they don't really need to sign anyone else now, do they? I mean, I think those three are good enough. Well, more than good enough.
Well, you don't know if Shankland's going to stay, but Derek McInnes has spoken over the last few days. He said the following about speaking with Shankland a few days ago. He said, quote, I did, I'm due to speak to him again tomorrow. I've made it clear I'd like to work with Lawrence, but it's not just me selling how I see him and the advantages of staying at Hearts. I think there's clear advantages for Lawrence of staying at Hearts, how I want the team to be, and I think he could really capitalise on that. Lawrence has allowed his contract to run down. He's a number 9 who is known for scoring goals. He's got pedigree. We'd be foolish to think we're the only show in town. But all we can do is just put our best foot forward. End of quote. So, I mean, McInnes there making it clear that he wants to keep Lawrence Shankland. He's told Shankland that he sees a future for Shankland at the club, and Shankland would be in his plans. But at the same time, he's aware and made it apparent that Hearts aren't the only team interested in Shankland, and it's going to be difficult, I think, for them to retain Lawrence just due to the fact that he is out of contract, and you're bound to have multiple clubs interested. Perhaps some clubs that can even bully Hearts in terms of finances. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But you know what? I don't know. I've got a funny feeling Shankland will stay.
I think he'll stay. I want him at Rangers. I think it's a no-brainer, even despite last season and the struggles. But I think if Shankland was going to go to Rangers, it would have been 2 Januaries ago. I just think the ship has sailed, and it depends on Rangers' managerial. I mean, if David Ancelotti comes in, there's no chance. Honestly, there's just not a hope. If Gerrard comes in, I can see it, but I think it depends on that. And is that what Shankland's waiting on? But the question is, how long are Hearts going to wait?
New manager at Hearts, the £10 million investment. I think this is an exciting time, and I believe that Shankland will commit his future. I think he'll sign a 2-year deal.
I think he would rather stay at Hearts and go to the English Championship. I do. I think the English Championship's a wasteland. Shankland will know if he stays at Hearts. It's like, well, you know what? I can be easily one of the best strikers in this league. Hopefully, get Hearts to a few cups potentially in this McInnes era, and get European football again next season, or maybe move to Rangers. I just don't see honestly, he could make more money doing in the English Championship, but you look at it like Nisbet's went, but Nisbet's fucking wishing he can stay at Aberdeen next season. The grass isn't always greener. He'll stay. I think he'll stay at Hearts.
And also, I mean, he didn't have the greatest season, so I don't think the offers that he will get would be as good if he could have replicated the previous 2 seasons. If he had another 20-goal campaign season, I'll be honest, I'd be sitting here saying I don't see how he stays at Hearts.
Aye.
See if he'd banged in another 22 goals and Hearts had finished 3rd, I'd be thinking, there's going to be clubs out there. But he did have an underwhelming season. Hearts were in the bottom 6. He did start scoring goals towards the end, which, to be honest, I think might save his career, because had he finished on 4 goals, which it was looking like he was going to at one point, there was a chance that Hearts would have thought, he's not worth the money, actually.
No.
And they would have looked at elsewhere. But
Liam Fox has saved his career.
I think that Shankland's done enough to keep Hearts interested without drawing in major interest for bigger clubs. Like I said, if he had another 20 plus goal season and he's got 3 back to back 20 plus goal seasons, I just don't see how the offers coming in for Shankland wouldn't be insane. But like I said, it was a bad season and it put a bit of a dampener, on his career and his reputation. And I think that will keep him at Hearts. So, aye, guys, Kabangu's in. Shankland, I'm hoping, will commit his future and stay. And we're going to see what Derek McInnes can do. How much of that £10 million is he going to get his hands on? How much is he going to spend? We'll wait and see. But Hearts they're making moves here. They got McInnes in very quick. Pretty much announced it at the right at the end of the league season. Now they've got 2 players in, and you look at some other clubs in Scotland. There's not really much happening.
There ain't, but it's May. You know what I mean? Like, contracts haven't even officially ran out yet. And the new season, I think everyone kind of waits to the 1st of June to... I'm no surprised, but again, Hearts aren't going to wait forever to get Shankland over the line. I think we're going to find out in the next week. And also, he didn't get called up to the Scotland squad, so it's not like there's any of that, background noise. Which, by the way, we've got 2 Scotland games coming up. I completely forgot about that.
2 Scotland games, can't wait. Steve Clark, fucking get the finger out. We've got a good squad, and you need to start putting it to use.
Kenny McLean's out injured, right? He has to pick. Lewis Ferguson, Lennon Miller, and because I love Gilmore and McTominay, but we know what they can do. Why not just start a completely new look midfield?
Aye, give the players that don't get a chance an opportunity.
Yeah, so I think they're against Iceland and can't remember the other team. Liechtenstein, I think, might be something like that. Honestly, man, give Gilmore and McTominay the rest and get Lewis Ferguson actually starting consecutive games with Lennon Miller. Connor Barron's called up as well.
Let's see what they can do. Anyway, guys, that's it. We're going to see what Kabangu can do full season ahead, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to the Derek McInnes era. Till next time, peace.